I'm going to monitor it from my phone. All right. I think we're live. Don't know. I never know because it always just does this weird like white screen thing before we actually go live.
I got an alert. We're live.
Okay, cool. Yay. Hey guys. Sorry that I sound like death. I currently am dying in my office. We're sick again over here, but you know, is the way this time of the year. About, what was it, Jenna, about like a week and a half ago that we went live?
Yeah.
A week ago? Yeah. So I was super amped up about a little over a week ago to tell you guys about this CRM program and this coaching program that Jenna has kind of put together for you guys. Unfortunately, our Zoom was really spotty. Some of you guys couldn't hear us that well, and then the recording, I guess, wasn't super great quality for some of you guys either. So I wanted to hop back on in case there were some of you that just couldn't get through that info. So that Jenna could kind of give you guys another little show around the program and let you know all of the amazing things that she has for you guys. If you're wondering how I kind of met Jenna or how this happened, it was probably thanks to a lot of you guys because I like to be a know-it-all and give you guys the most up-to-date and greatest information in the group. And a lot of you guys were asking about CRMs, and to be honest, I just had never used CRMs and I didn't really know much about them. So of course, I went on the hunt to find whoever was going to be the pro in this area, and I found Jenna. And she's actually going to talk to you guys about a program that's totally free to use and download. Her coaching services and her ability to kind of walk you through that program and create some customized pipelines for you guys. That's the part that she charges for, but the actual program is totally free to download and use if you want to try to give it a go on your own. Wouldn't recommend that, but you could try if you want to. So Jenna's going to tell us a little bit more about Streak and a little bit more about her coaching program and kind of what she has to offer for you guys. So Jenna, take it away.
All right. Thank you guys so much. And thank you for having me. So my name is Jenna, like she said, and I'm the founder and coach at Drive Performance Coaching. And what I really like to specialize is helping entrepreneurs get systems, strategies, and processes in their business so that things are more rinse and repeat, right? We want you guys to be able to spend more time serving your customers and retaining them so that you can then bring in more customers into your business instead of worrying about everybody falling through the cracks and doing a bunch of admin work that is just wasting time. And so as I kind of set out to figure out how do I really want to coach people on getting organized and kind of getting a follow-up system in place, I stumbled across a free system called Streak. And so that's really what I teach people to use while they are learning how to serve and retain their customers. So I'm going to actually show you guys in just a moment what the program actually looks like. But before I do that, I want to just kind of talk about really the importance of customer service and retention in your business and ultimately how that impacts your monthly volume, your sales, your rank, your literally everything. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and just kind of give you a visual that really helps kind of show a little bit what I'm talking about. And then I'll move over and show you the actual system. So what I would like for you to kind of imagine for a moment is that this is your fuel tank of your business. This is really what's kind of driving it forward. And then what you see here are the horizontal lines. And what I want you to kind of imagine is that those are the different levels of income, of rank, of whatever your milestones are to reach your ultimate destination. And what we typically do is we want to fill this fuel tank with volume, right? And we're going to get that volume through sales, through whether it be a new customer or a retaining customer, as well as through bringing in new builders, right? Because those people are also going to bring in that additional volume. So as the volume goes up in our business, that's how we can see the rank advances, the income, and so forth, right? But what may not realize is happening is that there's actually a hole in your tank. And what happens is, even though you're bringing those people into your organization, they may actually be falling out the bottom faster than you can bring them in. So even though you're bringing in all those new leads, right, this is what it may end up looking like. And usually when I show this to people, it's kind of like a light bulb, like, oh my gosh, there's my volume every month, right? And this is where we start to see people are like, a little bit stressed out or burned out, right? Because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm working so hard to get new leads, to get new prospects, to go to vendor events, to host parties, to do all these things. And they're not seeing the real benefit or the fruit of their efforts, because once those enrollments come in, they don't often continue to purchase over time, right? And that's really what we want. And so unfortunately, this might be what your business looks like if you're ever stuck at a rank. And so usually when we're in live webinars, I'm like, give me a heart, give me a sad face, give me a like if you are like, oh crap, that is my business, right? Totally waiting for people to come in and then they're just falling out the bottom. So what we usually do once we recognize this is a problem is like, well, I just work harder and faster, right? Like if I bring in more people, if I pay for ads, if I get a website, if I get a funnel, if I get all these things, right? We focus so hard on just finding new people. But guess what? Even if you bring up more people into your business, like ramp it up, right? You are still going to lose them out the bottom. So yes, you may have a little bit of floating volume month to month, but you're still in that hamster wheel where you're continually having to find new people, stress out about prospecting, and they're really just going out the bottom. And so what we want to talk about is how do we plug the hole up, right? We want to literally plug it up. So as you're bringing in that new business through customers and builders, instead of it falling out the bottom, we're actually keeping it. Because when we do, that's when we start to see our income, our rank, our volume rise. And that's ultimately the goal, right? So hopefully this kind of helps give you a little bit of value for why it's super important to have a system in place to retain our customers. And so the answer to how the heck do we plug this hole in our business is truly follow up. And when I say follow up, I mean not only just a follow up system, but also strategies and skills. And so I want to share just one quick little quote with you guys, or stat, I should say, that may help you just a little bit to kind of realize like how unbelievably important this is. A 5% increase in customer retention, meaning the number of people that are buying over and over month to month, right? And to put it into your terms in doTERRA, LRP, right? That can increase your profits by up to 95%. That is insane, right? 5% increase. If we can just get 5% of our enrollments to continue to purchase, 95% profit increase. That's bonkers, okay? So if you think about it, gosh, if you could change your organization and start keeping more of your customers, imagine what then happens if you're duplicatable and then you teach your team to do the same. So that not only are you retaining your customers, but now you've got all these legs that you've built with leaders who also know how to do what you're doing, which is serving and retaining your customers. When you do this across the board, it's literally magic, because then you start to see those rank increases come in, which is super exciting. So in my opinion, there are really 3 things that you need in your business in order to make sure that you can accomplish this, right? Because customer retention is so, so important. But some people get a little bit overwhelmed by like, oh my gosh, how do I even do this, right? And so I kind of want to give you 3 things that you can implement, and then I'm going to show you how I've already done it for you, which is really, really exciting. So the first thing is having a strategic calendar. The reason we want to have a calendar that's really going to guide us of where we're spending our time and energy is because if we are focusing our time figuring out what to do, writing emails, coming up with plans, having to think through processes, we're literally taking time away from the things that we should be doing in our business, which is showing up, serving, retaining our customers, keeping that flow going nice and easy, and then bringing in new people. So if we don't know what we do when we sit down at our desk every day, we need to, right? We need to have a plan so that when you sit down, you're like, boom, I know I'm going to focus on prospecting today. Here's what I need to do. Go get it done, live my life, enjoy my family. Or today's customer service, I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to go do the things and then move away, right? But if we're constantly reinventing the wheel, wasting time, wasting energy, and not moving our business forward. And so what you're going to hear me talk about in a little bit as I go through this program that I've developed is that we actually give you a format for a strategic calendar. And what's really, really cool about this is it literally auto generates a proposed schedule for you based on the number of hours you're working. So for example, if you're working 40 hours a week, you can drop that link in there and it will spit out how much time you should be spending on admin, how much time you should be spending on prospecting, customer retention, and building. So that's really, really cool. The second thing that we really think you need in order to build your business this way is an organization system. Raise your hand or drop it in the comments if you are one of those people that has literally 50 notepads sitting on your desk, Post-it notes everywhere, papers, notebooks, napkins with people's information written on it, right? Just that thought alone is unbelievably overwhelming, right? Because you know in the back of your mind, you're just letting people fall through the cracks. And when you think about how many people have said to you in the past, like, yeah, I want to talk to you, or I want to order, but I don't want to order to the 15th, and you forget to follow up with them because you don't know where the dang piece of paper is, that is money left on the table that you could be getting immediately into your business. This is what we really want to be doing. So again, if you've got papers, documents, all sorts of things all over the place, I just know that there is hope to get a super simple organization system into your business so that you know exactly what you've done with your people, where they are in your rinse and repeat plan, and what you need to do with them next. It's literally life-changing. The third thing is having a follow-up mechanism. So it's good enough to be organized and know who are your prospects, who are your customers, who are your builders, and so forth. But when I ask people, what's the hardest thing about, following up with your customers? Typically the thing I hear is, I don't know when to follow up with them. Like what's appropriate and what's annoying or what's salesy. And so then they do nothing, right? And let me know if that's something that you're like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm overwhelmed. So I literally just freeze. And so having a follow-up system in your business is going to alert you to when you should be following up. Not only when you should be following up, but what the heck you should be following up on so that your people feel served, they feel valued, and they continue to purchase. One other terribly scary statistic that I'll share with you is that 68% of your customers leave your organization because they don't feel valued. 68% of your customers that are new enrollments are not buying again simply because they don't feel valued. And what's so terrifying about that is whoa, we're losing so much of our customers. But what's so beautiful about that is it's such a simple fix. So the opposite of is, if I just value my customers, they stay. That's ridiculous, right? And it's true. I have client after client who's gone through this program who actually then calls their customers, serves them, and walk away with 200 PV orders, no problem. And now they're on LRP, right? And it's all because they're serving.
I think one of the craziest things to me too is across the board as an industry, as a direct sales company, we have one of the highest customer retention rates in the entire industry, right? So out of any direct sales company, doTERRA has one of the highest customer retention rates, mostly because our product is insanely good and we're not selling novelty items, right guys? We don't sell mascara, we don't sell t-shirts, we sell products that change people's lives on a fundamental level. So we already have that built in to it, right? So as long as we do our job of having that follow-up, like Jenna's talking about, making sure that we have a system in place, that we know, we're doing X, Y, and Z and X, Y, and Z and X, Y, and Z, that rinse and repeat that she's talking about, right? With every single customer, you're going to have insanely good turnout because doTERRA already has provided you with the amazing product to be able to change people's lives. So we just have to make sure they understand, hey, in case you didn't know, I'm about to change your life, right? Here's how we're going to do it. And that's that follow-up process, teaching them about LRP, teaching them about the products, finding out what their favorites are, what they're interested in, what their pain points are, right? And Jenna's going to show you guys how to track all of that and make your follow-up process super seamless.
Yeah, I love what you just said, Mandy, too, because, so often we're so worried about finding new leads, right? Of how am I going to get my next class? How am I going to get my next enrollment? How am I going to get my next builder? And I'm like, do you realize how many clients you have sitting in your current customer pool that you don't even realize? This is how we show you to find clients you never even knew you had. Because when you serve your customers and they're valued and they're taken care of and they're getting results, those are the people that are going to scream from the rooftops, give you referrals, share about that, be your affiliate, right? those are the people that are really going to move your business forward. And so it's a really beautiful thing. There was something else that you said.
Think about it with our business, right? When I hear customers tell me, I don't think I can do my LRP order anymore, or I'm not sure what I can order this month. When I hear those things, that tells me that that person hasn't had proper follow-up and that they don't understand the power of our products and what they really offer to their lifestyle, right? Because if they were on LLV, if they have the vitamins, if they have the supplements, if they have the non-toxic cleaning products, if they're using the personal care products like the shampoo and conditioner and the body wash that are free of all of these toxic ingredients that are on the marketplace, right? If they understood all of that and the benefits to their health of using those products, then there would be no problem for them to fulfill a 100 PV order every month. And we have to shift this mentality of we're asking customers to spend more, or that this is an additional bill or payment for them, to they're already buying that. Everybody already washes their hair. Everybody already brushes their teeth, right? We're just saying, don't spend that money at Target anymore and spend it at doTERRA instead, because doTERRA is going to give you 30% back. Target gives you what, like maybe 1% if you're on their program, right? We're going to give you 30% back. Plus, we're going to give you these wonderful non-toxic products for your health. They're better for your health, right? They're better for your family and for your safety and all these other things. So we have to shift that mindset of the customer, not to looking at doTERRA as an extra, looking at doTERRA as your staple, right? And then that 100 becomes not a big deal. If you have, let's say that you only have 10 customers in your organization, right? And that's all you have. You're a brand new builder. So you have 10 customers and they're all doing their 100 PV order. That's 1,000 OV, right? That's an executive right there. Not an executive. Executive is 2,000. That's a director, right? So there's amazing amount of volume potential just in the customers that already exist in your current downline team.
Yes, yes. Oh, I love it. So I have to tell like a tiny quick story. I was at my sister's house. She had ordered like thousands of dollars worth of doTERRA, like no joke. I opened, she had a giant jewelry case full of bottles, and I'm like totally snooping in there like, oh my God, what are you doing? She had not opened any of them.
Oh my
like
God.
Melissa, frankincense. I mean, I'm like, Casey, do you know what you have here? Like, what are you doing? And she's like, no, I don't know. And I was like, this is a crime, right? And so my question is always, what is the easiest way to get someone to buy more?
They have to understand how to use what they already have.
Yes, use the product, get results, run out. If you run out of your products, you will buy more. Do you think my sister will ever buy more? No, because she is not valuing what she has. She doesn't even know what she has, right? And so your job really, and I mean, I would like literally tattoo this on my face because I think it's so important, is your job is to offer the opportunity to serve your customers. Their job is to decide if they want to take you up on it, right? We have no connection to the result. But that's why I always like to instruct people that when you're enrolling with someone, you need to very clearly explain what to expect as you partner with them going forward. Let them know, I am going to reach out from time to time to see how you're doing with your products, to make sure you know how to use them, to get the results you invested in. I may ask if you know someone else that would benefit from learning. And if it feels right, I may ask if you'd like to learn about the business too. How does that sound? Right? So when we set the tone that we are going to partner with you, this isn't just like a transaction, right? This is where my job starts. You set the tone for a partnership that's going to look very different. So when you do call them, they're not shocked. They're like, oh, there's my girl. She told me she was going to call, or he, or whatever, right? And they're so open to the service, and that's where you get retention. So I love, Mandy, that you love this too. It's so fun. And so hopefully everybody who's listening is like, oh, shoot, yes, let's do some retention. And so I don't want to keep you guys too long. So I'll hop over and kind of show you what this system looks like. As I mentioned, this is really a coaching program. And so what it is I coach you how to use this system called Streak. Now, Streak, as Mandy mentioned, is free. You can use this, you can build it, you can do whatever you want for free. I've had many clients in the past go try to build it themselves and then come back and be like, just kidding, Jenna, I'll take yours because it's done for you. Like literally, I'm going to build it out doTERRA style with all your stuff in there, and I'm going to install it. So one day you're going to open your Gmail or your G Suite and it's going to magically appear and you're going to freak out. So I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like. And then you guys can ask questions either in the chat, or if Mandy wants to do it another way, that's totally fine too. So I will go ahead and just try to contain myself as I go through this, because I know I like to like fire hose because I get excited. So as I mentioned, you're going to use either your Gmail or G Suite. And G Suite is basically just the professional version of Gmail, and it allows you to connect with a domain name. So instead of like Jenna at Gmail, mine is Jenna at driveperformancecoaching.com. So that would be the main difference between the two. But in the course, I walk you through kind of deciding which one you want to do. Now, one thing I do want to say, a lot of people realize that, or think because it's embedded in your Gmail, that what I'm going to teach you is an email drip. And I'm actually going to tell you, and I'll try to spare you the Jenna rant, but email is not the way to sell to people. It's just not. And if that's what we're relying on to do our business, it's not going to go very far, right? So really what I'm teaching you is a way to organize your business and a way to focus on serving your customers so they retain, so you can bring in more, not how to do an email drip. So you're going to see there's pretty amazing email capabilities in here, but I always just like to be very clear that I'm not teaching an email campaign. Okay. So the first pipeline that you're going to see that I'll install for you is our prospecting and sales pipeline. So you know when your upline's like, go make your names list, and you're like, cool, where do I put it? We're actually going to put it right here. So anytime you're out in public, you're connecting with people in Facebook groups, you're attending events, you're going where your ideal client spends their time and their money. As you start to get those new contacts, we're going to stick them right in here. And so what you're going to see is I can literally just click a button and then type in the name of my new person, right? Super, super easy to add someone to your pipeline. And then what you're going to see is we've got these stages here, and these are going to give you directions on literally what to do with your prospects in order to nurture them to the point where you can invite them into a sales appointment. So if, let's say, I just met Mandy and now I want to start building relationship with her, I literally just move her to my next stage. And now she's showing up here in relationship building. If I'm new, right, or I'm not exactly sure what my process is, I can just look right at this and be like, oh, next thing is to invite them into some sort of sales appointment, right? So once I've said, hey, Mandy, I'm not sure if you're aware, but this is what I do. Would you like to learn more? We can schedule a time. Here's what I've got available. And she says, sure, right? I literally move her to sales appointment requested, and then so on and so on, right? So as I'm going through, these stages are really going to act as that rinse and repeat of what do I do every single time I get a new prospect and I need to get them into some sort of sales appointment. So again, on the left-hand side, these are the different stages. One thing that's really beautiful about this program is I build this out for you. I give you the vanilla, right, or the base model car. If you want to, have automatic windows or upgraded or whatever, leather seats, you can totally do that. So you can change the names of the stages. You can change the order, the color, literally whatever you want based on whoever you're following. I know that there are a lot of people, especially in doTERRA, who are following there's a couple leaders, right, who have come out with these different programs that are helping you prospect and sample and all sorts of things. What's really beautiful about this is if you'd like to integrate that into this, you can completely customize it. So those are the stages. The other thing that's really, really amazing about this is we're also going to track important information about the people we are bringing through our process. So for example, if I have a sales call and for some reason the person says, no, thank you, I want to think about it. Well, I want you tracking why did they give you an obstacle? What was the obstacle, right? And if they say, oh, I need to research, right? Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to mark down that they need to research. So then when I follow up in 2 weeks or a day or whatever, I can go back and say, hey, Molly, I know last time we spoke, you mentioned you wanted to research or talk to your spouse. How did that conversation go, right? So having this information gives you the confidence to be able to call them and feel like you know exactly what to say without feeling like awkward about the conversation. So this is really amazing. We're going to track things. One other thing that we're going to track is what are their pain points, right? So Mandy mentioned this before. We're going to track what are the things that are bothering them, right? We know people only buy for 2 reasons, to avoid pain or to get pleasure. That is literally the only 2 reasons why someone would buy. And so we want to track that information in our system so that, let's say, for example, we've got some people here with anxious feelings, right? We're tracking that. We can then go through and say, okay, Adaptive is on sale this month, right? There's a promotion. Show me everyone in my system with anxious feelings, right? And we can sort down to that really small list of people who have that pain point. What we can then do is literally click their names, shoot them a mail merge that just goes to them and is just about this amazing thing that actually matters to them, right? That's how we show our customers that we actually value them, right? And that goes back to my whole like Jenna rant on emails. We can spaghetti approach it and just shoot an email to everyone in the world and pray that they need something from it. Or we can say, wait a minute, who are the people that would really, really benefit from this product, or who has this problem that this product solves? Let me send it to them, right? Because when we just start sending emails to people that like, they're like, whatever, that has nothing to do with me, right? If we send the baby products to someone that is like very clearly not having babies or would maybe even be offended by something like that, right? They're not thinking you know them or you honor like who they are. So we have to be very careful about what we're sending to people. And when we do it this way and we have a system so that's not in our brain, it makes it much simpler to actually follow through and give that amazing service. So we are going to track all these things. And what's again really awesome is you don't have to build any of this. I'm going to build it for you. I'm going to put in all these pain points for you, put in the interest, put in your products and so forth so that you do not have to build any of this. You just get to learn how to use it. So that's really the first pipeline. The second pipeline that I would install for you guys would be the customer retention pipeline. And so this is really like where my heart lies, right? Because I feel like if you can serve your customers and get this process flow down, it's such a no-brainer, right? You're like, okay, I'm serving the customers I have. I feel confident that they're getting the value, they're using their products, they're running out, they're buying more, they're telling their friends. Then I can focus on bringing more into my system, right? But when we have a system, we're not overwhelmed about bringing more. I've talked to tons of people, right? Tons of clients who are like, honestly, Jenna, I'm afraid to prospect because I don't even know how to handle the people I have currently. How can I bring more into my business? So this really solves that problem, right? This is the answer for you, so you don't need to know what to do. So the customer retention pipeline is literally going to be your step-by-step guide of what do I do every single time I get a new customer. So first thing, we're going to enroll them. We're going to send them a welcome email, which I provide for you. This welcome email is going to set the tone, just like I shared before, on exactly what they can expect from you as their advocate going forward, as you are their partner to making sure they get the results they invested in. We're going to schedule a follow-up appointment. We're going to meet with them. We're going to do these things. Those are going to be the steps we're going to do with our new customers. And then you're going to see here in the green, I've got kind of our current customers. So you might be thinking, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But what about all the people who signed up a long time ago that I never did this with? No worries, right? We're literally going to pull your people out of your back office. We're going to import it in here for you. And you're going to start serving them elephant style. So one bite at a time, right? You don't need to call 400 people in a day, but we're going to start integrating them into this system. And so you can either do just generic touch points throughout the year to where you're proactively reaching out and serving them, or you can follow what I've given you as suggestions here, right? So you can see my first touch point is to do a product satisfaction check, make sure that they're using their products correctly and consistently so they get results and they continue to use it. The second one is to just simply thank them for being a customer and so forth. So you can kind of see I give you direction on what you could do as you're reaching out to serve, or you can kind of follow whatever makes sense for you. As I mentioned again, in the past, this is customizable. So if you're like, Jenna, I don't like that one, you can literally click it and delete it or change the words. So that's pretty cool. One other thing you'll see here is that I have steps for inactive customers. I know that sometimes you guys get your back office swept of inactive customers, which helps with your structure and so forth. But I highly recommend that you keep those people somewhere, because if you've bought from, or if someone has bought from you once, they are 10 times more likely to buy than a brand new lead. So we should be finding customers through our inactive, stages, because that is going to be time really, really well spent. So that's why you'll see that. So those are the stages. And then again, we've got all these really cool things that we're going to be tracking in our columns. So for example, we've got our pain points here again. We're going to be tracking what their interests are, what kit they enrolled with. So if you see here, I've pre-built this all for you. You're going to be able to track it so you know what products do they have, what ones do they not. We're also going to track things like their favorite product. So then what's really great, if we have something that goes on sale, if we've got a promo or a BOGO or whatever, you're going to be able to say, show me everyone whose favorite product is Blue Tansy, right? Because I want to shoot them an email or give them a call. Apply. Now we've got this little list. Boom, mail merge, sent to everybody with their own name, their own member ID, like literally with one click. It's freaking amazing. So we're going to track all sorts of really great information that's going to help you serve them. What's also amazing is that you can go into each person's profile and you can type notes about what you talked about. So for example, if you met with someone and they're like, yeah, dude, my kid Riker, he's just really not sleeping well because of his ADHD. And so then my oil dealer's like, hey, Jenna, let's get you some Serenity. You're going to want to put those notes. Riker has this, right? He's not sleeping. And then set yourself a task to follow up with me in, let's say, 2 weeks, right? So you can put those notes here, schedule a follow-up task, and watch this. Literally, I'm going to click this clock and I'm just going to literally write 2 weeks. And it's going to give me the date and show up on my Google Calendar. And then it's going to alert me, right? And so if this was my oil dealer, she'd be calling me, hey, Jenna, I know that Riker's been struggling sleeping. I know that you're trying Serenity. What are the results you're seeing, right? Now, first of all, if you call me and say that to me, I'm probably going to be crying because like, wait a minute, you actually care about my kiddo and what I'm using these products for. And second of all, I'm going to say, oh my God, I'll never let my kid go to bed without it because he is like amazing and he's waking up so refreshed. What else do you have for me to put in this magic potion, right? Oh, well, we've got cedarwood and blah, 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 right? Like, okay, now I'm buying more, right? So again, when you serve your people, they will buy. It's sales through service. And that's really why we need this, because is it realistic for you to remember all your customers' kids' names or their pets or their family members or their pain or whatever? No way, right? So this is going to help you do it. So again, we're going to track all these beautiful things, you know, whether or not they're interested in hosting a class, if they're scheduled for it, completed. We're going to track whether or not you've had a conversation about LRP, if they're on it, and so forth. So again, just so much amazing information that you're going to be able to track here so that you don't lose your mind in the process of implementing this incredible retention strategy. I'll tell you too, I've had clients using this system who have gone from like 40% retention to over 60. That is insane when we talk about the fact that simply a 5% increase can be a 95% increase in profit. So the final pipeline is your business builder one. The reason I ended up building this was because so many of my clients, when I went and asked them like, what's going on with your team? They're like, I don't have one. And I'm like, why not? And they say, I literally am not even inviting people to sales overviews or excuse me, business overviews, because I'm afraid they'll say yes. Like, what do you want me to do when they say yes, right? Like, I don't know how to do my own business. Now you want me to teach someone else. So this is really going to be your step-by-step guide on how you onboard your new team members. So again, these are the steps. First, we're literally going to put them in our holding tank. We're then going to have a success planning conversation to see what success means to them so we can make sure we drive them to their goals instead of ours. And then we're going to say, okay, next up, I'm going to talk about business basics, right? And after that, I'm going to talk about prospecting and sales. Okay, so again, this is going to act as your step-by-step guide. And if you're sitting here thinking like, cool, but I don't know what I would cover when it comes to business basics. Well, what you're going to see is that I've created a list for you. So for example, maybe you want to talk to your new builder about creating a schedule and time blocking, or how to go over structure, or how to schedule, or how to organize yourself, or I mean, honestly, like set up your direct deposit, like little baby things that might escape your brain because you're so busy is going to be listed here. So you have this guide of exactly what to do. So again, if you're like, wait, what do I do for prospecting and sales? How do I teach someone that? Well, here's your list. How to do a vendor event, right? So again, if you're following like Lisa Zimmer's vendor event thing, that is what you use. You make it rinse and repeat. And I know Mandy's got lots of really great resources. You can even embed these right in here so that everything is in one place. But again, this just gives you kind of guidance on how to onboard your people without losing your mind. And then we can keep really cool notes, right? Coaching session, chatted about, blah, 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 right? Put a task for what your next step is. So again, we're going to track really cool things, what their strengths are, their hours that they're committing to, their highest rank, all this fun stuff is going to be completely built out and installed for you. So I'm going to pause because I know that's a lot to take in. We can just see if there's any questions, and then I can kind of give a recap of what the program looks like. But I'll pause and just kind of throw it over to you guys.
I've been answering a couple as we've been going. The one thing that I want to mention to you guys that has been of so much importance to me, and I'm actually really glad we wound up having to do this second Zoom because it gave me some time to actually play with the program and start using it myself in my business. And if you guys know me, you know I like organization, you know I like systems, but I also do so much every day that the idea of learning something new or adopting something new is super overwhelming to me. And I have to tell you guys, this is one of the easiest systems that I've ever worked with. Like it's so user friendly. It's very like click and type or click and move or this and that, right? There's no like hidden buttons or anything like that. Jenna clicks through all of this really fast so she can show you guys everything. So it may seem like a lot, but it's very, very simple. Her training program that she offers with this system makes it so easy to learn. And there's an app. So if you have other things that are with you frequently, like your phone or your iPad that you want, and you're like, I can't sit at my computer, Mandy, the whole point is I don't want to have these napkins with all these numbers that I have to transfer into my computer at the end of the day. No. You just click into your app, right, on your phone when you're sitting or you meet somebody at the grocery store, whatever that you want to follow up with, and all of your pipelines are right there in your app, right? And you just click it, and then you click the little plus sign, and you add in your new customer. Done. So easy to do. So I just wanted to throw that out there too, because the app was the real game changer for me. The program's great. The system's great. The tracking is amazing, but I need to be able to use that when I'm not sitting at my computer, which is, I think, most of us, right? When we're teaching classes, at mom's group, we're at yoga, wherever we're meeting the people who are inviting into our business, we need to be able to track them right then, not later, or else that's how it gets lost, right? Absolutely. So the app has been great because it's an easy way for me to just add the name and phone number in real quick, and then I can always circle back. Hey, Jenna, met you at yoga last week. Great. When can we meet up? And then I can fill in the other blanks as far as like, what are her pain points? What's she most interested in? Does she have kids? Has she already used the product? You know, figure out if I have a class upcoming I can invite her to. So there's other ways to use it other than just on your home computer. So I wanted to throw that out there. Some of you guys don't even have computers. You guys told me that. So you can totally use it on your iPad or your phone as well. The other point I just wanted to circle back to again that Jenna did say, but I want to make sure you guys understand, it's totally customizable. Some of you guys are using a Lise Sedevy system. Some of you guys use the Lisa Zimmer system. Some of you guys use somebody else's system, your own system. Who knows? Whatever processes you take your customers through, we do this, then we do this, then we do this. You can edit it however you want. After they enroll, you want to move them into the goodie bag stage. And then after that, you want to do a follow-up on your goodie bag stage. You can change it to whatever you want, right? Jenna just gives you a really great foundation that you can start with and say, hey, this is great. I like what's already here. Or you can just slightly tweak it to however you want. So that's the really awesome thing about it. And for me, the customization of it has been great because you guys know me, I have strategy as my number one. I'm never satisfied with what somebody else has created. I always want to find a way to better it, right? Or I think my way is better than somebody else's way. So the fact that I can edit what Jenna already put in place was also really great for me. So I'm looking at comments.
Just a couple things to add to that. So the app is amazing. one just like caveat, it's not as amazing for Android. There's a few features that are, and I don't know because I don't have an Android, I've just been told, better on iPhone, but it is definitely really awesome. One other thing I wanted to quickly mention as well is that, you know how you guys saw like all the pain points and stuff, right? I've also created kind of what I'm calling a digital prospecting survey. And basically what it is a Google form that you can use digitally to get people's information as you're out and about. So for example, if you're at a vendor event, you can have your laptop or your iPad or even your phone out with this form that will collect their phone number, their information, their pain points, their interest on hosting a class or doing the business. All that information will go into Streak and will populate all that stuff for you. So pretty soon you may not even be writing things down, right? Because you can just get that information, import it into Streak, have it update on the spot. And it's absolutely amazing because you're not gonna, I mean, so many people tell me like, I go to vendor events, I spend $100, I get all these leads, and I'm so overwhelmed by importing it that I do nothing. I'm like, cool, you're wasting money. Like you're literally wasting money. And so this really helps you go. And I've had so many people use this at vendor events and are like, life changed, right? Grab the information, import it in, follow up with them immediately, and it's amazing. So I did want to just mention that as well. And that there are email templates that I don't provide. If I give you a few in the course, but anytime you write an email, you can save it as a snippet, and which is basically an email template. And then you can use that email over and over and over, rinse, repeat every single time so that you're not having to recreate the wheel all the time.
Also, while we're on the topic of emails, just for this group, for our group, if you guys actually opt into Jenna's training program, she's going to give you for free some of her email templates that she's already been using and has created just for us. So I think you had a couple that they get for as freebies, right? If they enroll in the training through the link here.
Yes, absolutely. Mandy is like amazing. I was like, yes, come tell my audience. And so I am like absolutely honored to be here. And so just as a thank you to her and to you guys, if you register with her link, that is something that I would love to give you guys, because I know sometimes people get stuck in what do I say and what do I do so it doesn't come off salesy or feel weird. And so just know that I have a system or a format that I create all of my emails using so that they get read and that they come across as very service based, because that's what feels right.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Let's see. Marina says she's just hopping on now at the end. What is the name of the app? Is it called Streak? Yes.
Yes. The name of the app is called Streak. When you go through the coaching program that I've developed with this, you will get instructions on how to install it on your computer. If you're going to use your app or your iPad or anything like that, that's okay. There is a little bit of setup that I have to do with you on a laptop or a computer. Like some people will even go to the library just to get their pipelines installed. Once it's all installed, then you can kind of move to more of a, another type. But yes, I walk you through exactly how to do that. Again, what's really beautiful about this is that, with other CRMs, you're going to pay $30, $40, $50, $90 a month to use what they have, and you're going to have to build it yourself. And most people buy it and they get so overwhelmed when they start trying to put it in that they just let it go and then they've wasted their money. What's beautiful about this is there's no cost to Streak, right? What you're investing in is the coaching that I'm giving you, the installation of your pre-made pipelines. And then in my course, what I do is you get access to all the data and all the training via Thinkific, and you can do it at your own speed. The videos are like bite-sized videos. So if you've got to put baby down and you have 5 minutes to watch a video, you can do that, right? And you can come back. So you're not feeling like you have to sit at your desk for 4 hours to understand what to do. So you get access to all that at your own speed. And then what I offer is calls every single week inside of my exclusive Facebook group, because my biggest thing is that I do not want this to be something you invest in that collects dust, because that does not, just like with you guys with your oils, right? You don't want them unopened. And so the way that I really try to show up to serve my clients is by being available to answer questions, to coach you through it, and to make sure you're implementing what you invested in. So we have a call every single week, whether you watch it live or you catch the replay. We're here to make sure that you get all the support that you need.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were testing out whether or not technology was going to be our friend today. So I didn't have those links ready to go in the description of today's video, but I am going to link those for you guys as soon as we hop off. So there'll be a link there so that you can get Jenna's training program. And then again, Streak, you can download for free. But if you get her program, she walks you through how to install it on your computer and all that fun stuff, which is really nice. And just to reiterate, I am a customer of Jenna's, so I do have the program myself. I have used it myself. I have her training, and it is really that easy to use. It's literally like click the button to watch the next video. Okay, check. Do the next activity. Click the next video. It's that simple. And the program is super easy to use too. I know I've said that a million times, but really.
Well, that's the fear. People are afraid of technology, right? I mean, if it's overwhelming, you're like, why did I invest my time and my energy and my money in this? And so that's why I try to make it very bite-sized, very simple, and make sure that you get the appropriate coaching.
Totally.
One little thing, so the investment for the course is currently $397. Again, with that, you get all the access to online materials, you get the pre-made pipelines installed, and then you get a year of weekly coaching. Like, that's crazy, because I'm going to be there to make sure that you feel supported. The price will be going up next month. I have not decided on a date, but it will go up to $497. So it'll be going up $100 next month. So if you'd like to get in on it early, that's a great idea. And if not, I will announce in my own Facebook group before the price does increase. So we'll keep you posted.
And you have payment options too, right, Jenna?
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, Streak itself, there's not going to be a recurring fee with that, right? And so in order to kind of help make this available for people, regardless of your rank or your income or whatever, I've offered payment plans. So you can pay in full. You can pay 4 payments. That's 4 payments of $99, or you can pay 6 payments of $67. And once you're done with your payment plan of the coaching, that's it. Nothing else. There's no more pays. Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, I don't want to keep you guys on here too much longer. It's already been a good sized live video for you guys. I know it's hard to stick with it for longer videos, so hopefully you guys have watched all the way to the end. Again, I'll edit the caption on this video to put in the links there. Jenna has like a pre-recorded overview if you want to watch that too. I'll link that. There's also a link so that you can register for the training and get those free email templates loaded as well. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. If you are watching the replay and do have questions, make sure to leave them in the comments, and Jen and I will follow back up with you guys too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mandy. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.